Today I'm going to show you how to use Mixer Brush in Photoshop, step by step, so you can start blending colors, creating painterly effects, and even doing smooth photo retouching with confidence. If you've ever looked at the Mixer Brush tool and wondered what all those settings actually do, this video is for you. By the end, you'll know how to choose the right brush, adjust the paint controls, sample colors properly, and use the tool for both digital painting and smudging. If this tutorial helps, please hit like and subscribe for more Photoshop tips and tutorials. Alright, let's jump in. First, let's select the Mixer Brush tool. In your toolbar, click and hold the regular brush tool, or press B if it's already active, and then choose the Mixer Brush tool from the flyout menu. This tool sits inside the brush family, so it's easy to miss if you've never used it before. Once you select it, Photoshop will switch from a normal paintbrush to a brush that can mix and blend color directly on the canvas. Now open your Brushes panel by going to Window, then Brushes. Here, you want to choose a base brush shape depending on the look you want. If you're aiming for smooth digital blending, a soft round brush is usually the best choice. It gives you clean transitions and soft edges, which is great for portraits, skies, and gradual shading. If you want a more traditional paint feel, choose a textured or bristle style brush. That works really well for oil painting effects, canvas texture, and more visible brush strokes. Next, let's look at the most important controls for the Mixer Brush, which are in the top options bar. These settings determine how the brush interacts with your canvas, and once you understand them, the tool becomes much easier to control. The first setting is Wet. Wet controls how much paint the brush picks up from the canvas. If you raise Wet, the brush blends more of the existing color underneath, so the edges become softer and the colors mix more naturally. If you set Wet to 0%, the brush won't really blend or blur the colors underneath, which gives you a much cleaner painted stroke. The second setting is Load. Load controls how much paint is actually on the brush before it runs dry. Think of it like loading paint onto a real brush. If load is high, the brush keeps painting longer without fading out. At 100%, it behaves like you've got a constant stream of paint available, which is especially useful for digital painting and creating continuous strokes. The third setting is Mix. Mix controls the balance between the brush color and the color already on the canvas. If you raise Mix, the brush samples more from the canvas and blends that color into the stroke. At 100%, it completely samples from the background color, which can create very strong blending effects. If you want a quick and easy setup, take a look at the preset dropdown next to these sliders. Photoshop often defaults to dry, but you can change it to presets like wet or very wet. These presets are extremely useful because they automatically set values that are designed for instant blending. So if you're just starting out, using a preset is a great way to get comfortable before manually fine-tuning each slider. Now let's move on to color picking, because the Mixer Brush can work in a couple of different ways. You can use a solid color, just like a normal brush, or you can sample multicolor texture directly from the canvas. For a solid color, simply choose any color from your normal color picker and start painting. This is helpful if you want a controlled stroke, a specific highlight tone, or a particular shadow color. But one of the most powerful features of the Mixer Brush is multicolor sampling. To do that, hold Alt on Windows or Option on Mac and click directly over your image or artwork. You can sample from a multi-toned area, a patterned surface, or even a pre-shaded 3D shape on your canvas. Photoshop will pick up that exact color texture and load it into the brush tip. This is what creates those really rich, dimensional, painterly strokes that look like they were mixed by hand. It's one of the best tricks for getting a natural painted look. Now let's talk about the two small but very important toggles next to the color swatch at the top of the screen. These are easy to overlook, but they make a huge difference in how the Mixer Brush behaves. The first one is Load Brush after each stroke. When this is turned on, Photoshop automatically refills your brush with your selected color every time you lift your pen or finish a stroke. This is useful if you want consistent color every time you paint and don't want the brush to fade out too quickly. The second toggle is Clean Brush after each stroke. When this is on, Photoshop removes any background color picked up during the previous stroke. That means each new stroke starts cleaner and less contaminated by the last color. If you turn this off, the brush will carry color from one stroke into the next, which can create very smooth transitions and natural color dragging. That's especially useful for blending skin tones, shadows, or gradient transitions. Now let's put everything together and look at the two best ways to use the Mixer Brush. The first is for digital painting and 3D art. Start by painting or opening a 3D reference shape. Then Alt-click or Option-click to sample the multi-tone surface. Set Wet to 0% and Load to 100%. This gives you strong, colorful strokes without too much blending from the canvas. As you paint, you'll see instant volumetric brush marks that preserve the sampled color variation and make your artwork look more dimensional. The second is for photo smudging and retouching. For this workflow, you want the brush to behave more like a blending tool than a paintbrush. Set the color picker to empty by using the clean brush behavior and choose a preset like moist or wet. Then paint directly over skin, edges, or background gradients. This will help smooth out transitions, soften blemishes, and blend pixels naturally without creating harsh brush marks. It's a really effective way to retouch photos while keeping them looking realistic. A good tip while using the mixer brush is to experiment with short strokes instead of long ones at first. Shorter strokes are easier to control, especially when you're learning how wet, load, and mix affect the result. Also, don't be afraid to switch presets often. A dry setting might be best for detail work, while a wet or very wet setting can be better for heavy blending. The more you test these options, the faster you'll build a feel for how the tool reacts. And that's the basics of using Mixer Brush in Photoshop. Once you understand the brush type, the paint controls, the sampling method, and the cleaning toggles, you can use it for everything from painterly artwork to smooth photo edits. It really is one of Photoshop's most creative tools when you know how to control it. If this video helped you out, please give it a like, subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.